I would love for you to help us end the Academy on the best note possible by sharing what was your favorite thing about the last 4 months. Okay, so we were together for 4 months, right? Remember when I told you it was going to go by really fast, right? It's going to be a lot of work. You're going to grow a lot, and then it's going to end, and that's so sad. So I would love it if you just took a second to share with everybody like what your favorite part was. Okay, Kim.
Okay, in a word.
However you want to do it. There's no limitation on this.
I know. In a word.
Yeah.
Everything.
Oh, yay! Okay, nobody else has to go.
Right. No, seriously. It was such an incredible experience, and I'm really grateful for the chance. And it's a big risk. You don't really know what the program is going to be, and so you rely on reviews and things like that. But for me, I'm so glad that I took the class, and I just want to say thank you to you, Kelsa, and Jill, and Michael. You guys are just amazing. Your support, when I would post something and you would like spend the time and look at my website, or, give me feedback that I know, you had a bunch of other people, it just meant so much. And so I thought that the service, if you will, that you provided was like best in class.
Thank you.
And the program content was excellent. I learned, I wanted to just kick myself over acuity. I'm still not even there yet. And if I'm being honest, the process was so complicated for me, but just, pushing through. And so I just thought the entire program in its entirety was just really top notch. So thank you so much.
You are welcome. Honestly, yeah, Jill's crying. Jill's emotional tonight, I guess. Which is good. I usually cry on the last
It's been a long week. We've had 13 and 16-hour days this week.
Yeah.
I honestly wanted a program where we could provide that support at that level. And so it is so much work, and yet we wouldn't have it any other way, honestly. Right. I am so grateful to you. So thank you so much. You guys, Candy is on. Who wants to tell Candy what her superlative was? Who wants to tell her? Do you guys remember what it was? Somebody tell Candy what her award was earlier at the beginning of the call.
I'll tell her. She's my super buddy.
Yeah, Jacqueline, you tell her.
So Candy, we had superlatives like most likely to succeed, and
well, wait, before you say that, who got most likely to succeed though?
Everyone.
Kelsa gave that award to herself.
Yeah, everybody got most likely to succeed. But. Awesome.
Candy, I can't see you. Hang on, let me find my little. There you are. Okay, now I can see you. It's my fault, not yours. It's little
dark, but
yeah. Okay. So Candy, you got. They were most proud of you for being most vulnerable.
Oh yeah.
And
definitely have
they said that time and time again, you would put yourself out there and ask for feedback and get the feedback, and maybe not even like the feedback every time, but continue to keep putting yourself out there and being brave and just going for it because you knew it was going to help you move forward.
It is one of those things where being vulnerable for some people is easy, right? And it's not hard for them to put themselves out there. And you shared multiple times early on that that's hard for you, and yet you showed up in that way. And despite it being hard, you continued to do it. And we just wanted to recognize you for that, because that's not easy, and yet you continue to do it. And we're just so proud of you for that.
Yay, very much.
So you have to go back and watch the initial portion.
I will. I so will. I should have been on this call.
No, that's okay.
But
I know her flight got delayed, you guys. Such a bummer, but that's okay. You're okay. You're at the end, but you're at the best part. So what we're doing right now, we found, like, we asked everybody what their biggest fears were, and we narrowed it down to 3 main fears that everybody had from all those. We all mastermind those fears and tackled them. So this is meant to be sort of that recording, that lesson that you always come back to, because those are the 3 main fears most people have. Imposter syndrome, time management or consistency, and sales were the 3 main things. So we talked about those. And imposter syndrome, just so you know, had a lot of different phrases behind it, but really what it came down to was they were all a version of imposter syndrome. Okay, so you'll go back and watch that. And now what we're doing is we're all sharing what our favorite part of the academy was.
Oh, okay.
And Candy will have you go last. So I just listed the order. Kim was the very first one to go.
Oh, okay.
And so when we get, you'll go after Rachel. Okay.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, cool. So Joan, you are up next, my dear.
Okay. I mean, there were a lot of favorite parts, but I'll just say I love being part of this group. I love the dynamic of the whole group, and everyone's got their own personality and their own strengths and their own feedback. And I feel like, we've bonded over books, several of us. I mean, there's just so many things about the group that's so wonderful. And I really hope that we stay connected afterwards, because I feel like everyone here, that includes Kelsa and Jill and Michael, I feel like we're all one big family now, one big supportive family. And I just love that about this group. And as I said, I'd love for it to continue.
Yay, yes. Laura was actually, she's not on, but her superlative was going to be most likely to keep the group going. So if you guys don't know, she started an accountability group that is for all of you. So she posted it in the Facebook group. So make sure you take a look at that if you've got questions, that kind of thing. But yeah, that's the cool thing, is that it can keep going. So how awesome. And I agree. I thought this group was incredible. And you're part of that group too, my dear. So thank you for making it so awesome.
Thank you.
Let's see. Amanda is going to type. Oh, she did already. Okay, cool. So hers was, for me, the best part has been getting to know everyone from this class and seeing the range of our ideal clients, learning everyone's why and heart behind their business, and getting to experience the support of the financial coach community you've built. Thank you, Kelsa, Jill, Michael, and everyone in the class for the support and for sharing your own journeys. I love that. Yeah. I always think it's so cool to see the wide range of like personalities and styles and ideal clients and business structures. And I think people come into the academy thinking like there's like one way to do this, and there's not, which is so cool. It can be overwhelming because there's so many options, but it's so cool once you like really define your own, which it will take a little bit of time yet, but you'll keep testing your ideal client. You'll keep testing these processes, and you'll make some shifts and, all of that, but you'll finally hit it and you'll be like, this is it, and it's going to be so cool. I can't wait. And everyone's going to be a little different, which is so cool. I love that. Thank you, Amanda, for sharing. I know you can't chat, but thank you, my dear. Betty.
Hello.
Oh no, wait, you're muted.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I was saying I'm with Kim with everything, first of all. But I'm going to try to narrow down my favorite things. I think, I don't know if you remember when I first did the self-paced, I messaged you shortly, like after I did like lesson 1. And just to say, like, before I even got into a lesson, I remember feeling so excited to give my money away. And those words were my thoughts. And I am a very, very thoughtful spender, especially big ticket items. But I couldn't wait to not really swipe my card, but swipe my card. I have never been more excited in my life because I could see before I even got into a lesson the value that was there. And then when I did the very first lesson, I was like, oh my God, this was everything I dreamed of. I just know everything else is going to be amazing. And so for me, one of the things that was just in the self-pace, one of the things that I appreciated the most is giving me by example exactly how I want my clients to feel. When they sign up for my program, that I don't have to question my price, because I know that they feel so excited because they can see the value, that even when they get into the program, they immediately experience the value. And I don't ever have to feel bad about me charging my worth because I know I'm giving so much. So I want to thank you for leading by example and showing us what it means to like show up for your clients and meet their expectations and exceed their expectations all the time. Speaking of exceeding expectations, because I did the self-paced and it was literally earlier this year, I couldn't have imagined that you could have added so much more value to this next live session. Kelsa, I went back and looked at my self-paced like maybe about a month ago because I was looking for something that's not in this one. And I was like, is this? I looked through all the content and was like, you literally doubled. For those of you who don't know with the other one, you doubled everything that was in there. It's so much more. And everything you added was everything that I felt like I might have been missing. Like I wanted more financial concepts and you just delivered, over delivered. I really wanted to understand how to build out exercises and things like that. And again, I came into the live and it was like, I didn't even raise my hand to get to tell you what I wanted. And you just gave it to us. And so my most favorite thing is really how I got to watch you teach us to coach by watching you coach everyone in the group. Whenever I would see someone asking a question and you would just kind of dial back and, ask them more questions about how they're feeling or what makes them think that, my brain would be thinking about how beautiful that skill was and how I could use that to coach my own clients, because you weren't coaching us about financial concepts per se, but that skill of being able to really listen to someone and help them think through their own problem on their own and help them figure it out on their own and really feel strong in their ability to solve a problem. That was beautiful to watch every single week. So I just want to thank you so much. You, Jill, Michael were really, really amazing at pulling out our greatness and our ability to solve our own problems. And just watching you guys coach us really, to me, helped me figure out how to be a better coach for my clients. So
I don't even know what to say. Honestly, I'm speechless. I thank you so much. Like I don't even know what else to say. Like that's really all I can say. I do want you to know that we read the feedback, we take it to heart, and that's where it's like we know what people need. We try to like observe it when we're hearing conversations and comments and that kind of thing. And that's where some of those additions came from. If there is something that you wanted but what isn't in there, please let me know, because we might have forgotten to add it. So please let me know. Just send me a private message or something. I do want to say I love coaching, and I sometimes find myself coaching when I shouldn't be, to like family members and stuff. And I'm like, oh wait, shoot, I got to turn that off sometimes. But I will say, I wish, just like I kind of listened to like early episodes of our podcast and I'm like, oh God, it was so bad compared to like the newer episodes. I think if I were to go back and listen to my coaching style really early on, it was nowhere near what it is today. And that developed over time. That developed through experience and through practice and through tough conversations that I didn't know how to have, and I didn't know how to ask questions and that kind of thing. And it also developed from being coached myself, like actually being on the receiving end, whether that's a personal trainer or a business coach or a life coach or your pastor. Like being on the receiving end of guidance really helps you to know, like, how did they pull something out of you? And so I'm going to encourage everybody to do that, because I think some of the best growth that I've ever experienced as a coach came from being coached. Okay. Just like all of you. I mean, really and truly, like, this is why, like, you're able to observe it. So I think it's really important. So Betty, thank you. I mean, gosh, thank you. And I am sure that every single one of your clients are going to feel the exact same way. You just keep doing you. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Bobby, I don't know how you're going to top Betty, but go ahead, Bobby. You don't have to top her. You don't have to top her. It's not a competition.
I can't compete with Betty.
This is not a competition.
No, but the single thing that I got from this course and you guys is the transparency that we all shared throughout the course. And that means that we're willing to talk about our fears, talk about our uncertainties, talked about the things that we were afraid to tackle, talk about our why, create a why. And I think when we do that, that in itself is therapy. That brings out something that's really deep inside of us, and to be able to share that with others, it's a healthy thing. It makes you stronger, and to have the support, the encouragement that we all share and support each other. You know, sometimes we were in tears, sometimes we was in laughter, and we just ran the gamut in terms of emotional responses, and that was very, very powerful to me. And it helped me, and I think that would take me a long way, because, you know, like it's been said before, we've made, you know, friends from people that we've never met before, never seen before. We just took a chance, so to speak, and to take this course. And it's been an amazing experience. It really has. It's been more than I could ever ask for. But it takes me back to maybe, was it last year, a couple of years ago in Orlando, when I first met you guys. You and Michael was at FinCon. And
is that how we met for the first time, Bobby? I guess I didn't realize that was our first meet and greet.
Yeah, well, I was already in the group, but we never had met face to face. And when I made the trip down there and met you guys down there, I knew then there was something special there, but I just couldn't put my finger on it because it was the first time that we had met. But I observed you guys. I told Michael this, and I observed you guys at that instant pop-up night after the FinCon. We went all to this pub, and it was just like crazy there. But I was there observing you guys more than anything else, and I knew right then that there was something unique about you guys. And when I signed up for the course, I realized that you guys like people. It's more than just coaching. And you know, your fondness and the fact that you all care, you and Jill and Michael, that you all really care, have a sincerity about the people that you coach. And it comes out every time that you're on. It comes out in Facebook. And I think that's really special. And as long as you can do that, you will be fine. You will be fine. And I'm just so appreciative of the fact that I had a chance to get in here and meet all you guys.
Thank you so much. Wow, you're making me tear up. I've never had anyone say that to me before, Bobby. Again, most thoughtful. You really are. I do love people. I do. I really think that we all have the answer. Like we're the solution, right? I do believe that. So that if we all just took a little bit more personal responsibility and tried to inspire the people in our sphere and the people closest to us, and if we all just did that, each person just did that, like this world would be so different. And I'm glad that at the FinCon happy hour, I didn't steer you away, because I think I had a few dirty martinis that night. So I'm really glad that I didn't.
We all did.
That was my same thought. I was like, oh gosh, what did he observe of us?
I know, that's what I was like, oh God, what'd I do? And we all had money names. Do you remember that? We all had.
Yeah. It was a crazy night. It was crazy.
I don't remember what.
It was fun.
I don't remember what my money name was that night. Do you remember? Anybody?
I don't remember.
Bobby? I don't either.
I don't know.
Oh, that was fun. That was a really fun night. Thank you, Bobby. I'm so appreciative of you. Crystal, what was your favorite thing about the Academy?
So when
the technology. I'm just kidding.
No. The fact that you taught it, yes. But no, that definitely was not. So, you know, when I signed up, it was like, I was like, well, I wasn't real sure that I was going to get what I thought I needed, you know, to build the business. And so I feel like you gave that to us in spades, because you didn't just tell us how or what to do, but you showed us what you had done. You shared your content with us. And so that's a big thing. But the way that you show that your passion is to grow the community of financial coaches. You know what I mean? It's like it's a passion of yours to make sure that the people that need financial coaching can get it, and you realize that it's going to take more than just you and your group there. So you're trying to help other people get in the business so that we can just grow that and just make the world better financially. And as far as like the group, I loved that everybody was, willing to get out there and be vulnerable and help each other through everything. And one of the best things I think about the group is that everybody was in a different place. You had some people who had like not really done any coaching. You had some people who were like helping friends, and you had a couple of people who actually had done some coaching. Some people had done the self-paced and then came over from that. So everybody was in a different place. And so when they would ask questions, I'm thinking, well, that's not a question that I need right now, but later on I know I will. And the fact that you leave this available to us forever, we can go back when I get to that point. I can go back and say, oh, I remember there was this question, and so I could go back and look for it, and then it'll be there for me. So the fact that the group was as diverse as it was, that was a big thing, and how everybody just jumped in and asked questions and helped each other out, and you and Michael and Jill answering the questions the way you did. It just the group made the class that much better.
100% agree.
Yeah. That's my thing.
I thank you, and I fully agree. Like, the academy would not be the academy without the group. Like, it is just the dynamic of that support, and the cohort itself is so incredible. Whether that's like just you and your super buddy, or like everybody as a whole working together, it's just such a cool thing. So it's easier to be vulnerable when you see somebody else doing it, right? It's easier to receive feedback when you see somebody else got feedback, and it's easier to put yourself out there when you've seen somebody else do it. And like, yeah, I just think it's so cool. And I cannot encourage you guys enough. I cannot to go back and watch these videos. Okay. I promise you, you will hear them so differently than what you did this time. It will be like a whole new experience. Give it a few months, like really get to work, help some people, give it a few months, and then go back. In one of the things that we've been creating, we build it as we go, is the table of contents. So right in the beginning lesson of your Thinkific account, there will be a table of contents, and very soon it will actually be populated, okay? So if you're ever trying to find something, that's probably where I would go first, because it is hard to sometimes find things. So go there first, but absolutely watch things again, dive back in. After you've actually built it and you've been helping a couple of people, and then you go back, it's like a whole new experience. It's like you hear the same content, but in a completely different way. Like, there will be pieces that you don't even remember us talking about now that you're like, oh my God, now I get why that is important. And I'm going to be able to dive into that again. So yes, I'm so excited. Thank you, Crystal. That was really nice. Jacqueline.
Okay, I had to take some notes of what I wanted to say because I didn't want to leave anything out.
Oh,
so
gosh.
I'm also probably going to cry, and you will know ahead of time because my nose will start to turn red. And then you'll know I'm crying. Because I'm really like so sad that all of this is ending, and like I'm excited for what's next, but like today all day I kept thinking tonight's the last day of FCA, and like I was close to crying all day. And you can see my nose is starting to turn red already. So my favorite thing for sure was the calls with all of you. Just being on here live. I don't know if you guys know this. I only missed one call. And so that was like my goal was to be on every single one. There was just one I couldn't make. So it was just really great to be obviously with you, Kelsa and Jill and Michael, but then also with everybody in the class. Like the live dynamic was just the live dynamic was just something else. And I want to reiterate a lot of what Betty said. Like I had the exact same experience as her. As soon as I invested in the self-paced, which was I think in like November of last year, And I got in there and I watched like a couple of videos and looked at a couple of handouts, and I was like, oh my God, this is the best investment I have ever made. And then to come into the live and exactly like she said, to see how you even surpassed it just a year later, and like all the new things that are in there and how you've improved it. It was really incredible. Not everybody knows this, but I've made a couple major life decisions during the course of FCA. And like some of them are more like personal and family things. But one thing that I decided definitely is that this is my last year as a teacher, as a public school teacher. And that's been really hard, which I didn't expect because I don't know, I just didn't expect it to be hard. As much as I love teaching, like I've loved coaching so much that I thought I would just jump into that and be like so excited to work from home and like travel with my husband when I want to, and not be tied to 4 personal days a year and things like that. And at the same time, it's just been like a really big thing. And I keep hitting these like milestones at work where I don't know, it's like what happened to me my senior year of high school, where I was really sad for the last football game, you know, and like things like that are happening. So it's been like, for someone who's not very emotional and like normally keeps things buttoned down, it's been like a big year. But the last thing I wanted to say is my favorite thing for sure were like definitely just the live dynamic and everything like that. But Kelsa and Jill, I really just wanted to thank you. If I had to pick 2 people who in the past year or 2 have made the most impact in my life, it would be the 2 of you, hands down. And there's just no doubt, like there's no competition. The way you 2 have coached me and pushed me, but then just cared for me on like such a personal level when I've been going through tough things. I can't really say anything past that, but you've modeled everything that I'm aspiring to be, and you do it with such grace. And I'm just so thankful I found both of you. So I need a tissue. and my
don't we all?
So I love you guys. This has been really, really terrific.
We love you too. And thank you for setting such a high bar for everybody and yourself. And I mean, I could say that to everybody in the sense that the Academy continuously gets better because I want to keep serving people at their highest potential. And we keep attracting even better and better people. And because of that, and the same thing will happen to you guys. Like you're going to have these clients that get through month 1 of your program, and they're just so amazing. You're going to want to give them more. You can't help but give them more. It will continue to push you. It'll continue to challenge you in all the best ways, just like all of you have. So thank you so much, Jacqueline. Thank you. Jill, can you crack a joke, Jill?
But I'm crying right now. Oh my gosh, this is like so emotional. I'm gonna like watch the replay and just be like
over and over again.
A sniveling mess when I'm like not in front of a bunch of people that are watching me at the moment, but I'm already kind of a wreck. This is probably wrong to say, but I think that this is my favorite round of the Academy to date.
We're gonna edit that part out.
Edit it out. No, but I have truly loved just everyone that's in this round of the Academy. It has been so amazing. I think that the Q&A sessions have been, every time I get off of it and I'm like, oh my gosh, that was so good. And like, I could have gone for another hour because the questions were so great. And you guys just really were so vulnerable, so open to asking your questions, so willing to have those discussions, which isn't always easy. And I just loved it. It was just amazing. So I'm so grateful for all of you for showing up, for putting yourself out there, for trusting in us to help you. I mean, it's been amazing. So yeah, thank you to all of you.
Yeah, 100%. Ding, ding, ding. I agree. Lynn.
Okay, I had to unmute myself. So for me, I would say probably, well, there's not just one thing that was exciting. I think everything was exciting, but for me, the back office part of it, setting it up, I guess, invaluable to have the resources, to know where to go, to know what to do, to know what not to do. To me, is priceless, because we could have spent months and Sundays researching and trying to figure it out, and it still could have been wrong. So I appreciate, you telling us the things that you did, the mistakes that you made, suggesting that we not make the same mistakes, even though you can't stop us if we want to go down that rabbit hole ourselves and do it. That's on us.
I'm gonna duct tape you to a chair. You can't make any mistakes.
Right, but I appreciate you telling us the mistakes that you've made, trying to help us and coach us and teach us not to do the same thing that you've done. Yeah. The other thing that I enjoy is the camaraderie and the new friends that I've made through the group. I love the different personalities that everyone has. I love the fact that we all get along, we all like each other. That's sometimes a rarity when you have a training and a group of people coming together from different parts of the United States, different backgrounds, different ethnicities. I think what we've developed is a rarity, and I appreciate it. I think the last thing I would say is your transparency and your giving spirit. And I'm going to read this.
Oh gosh. Okay.
And try not to cry. It is the Living Bible version, and it's Luke 6:38 through 40. For if you give, you will get. Your gift will return to you in full, an overflowing measure, pressed down, shaken together to make room for more and running over. Whatever measure you give, large or small, will be measured to you what is given back to you. That is what I feel you and Michael and Jill have done throughout your career, what you're doing to us. And I think that's why your business is prospering like it is, because you're a giver. So if you stay in that vein, keep on that path, you can't help but succeed, be prosperous, and achieve everything that's in store for you.
Thank you. That makes me cry. I feel like if I could pick a life motto, that would be it. Like I really believe that is what I try to be about. It's not always easy, and some days are hard, and I can give and care so much, and then sometimes, I think I was talking about it before I hit record today, but like, you read some feedback, and some feedback, you guys, has been like, I have a cackle for a laugh, or I play with my hair too much, and like just stupid shit, if I'm being honest, right? And then some of it's really constructive and valuable, and I love it. And so it can be really hard to be so giving and put yourself out there and then know that it's not always well received. So thank you for saying that. I appreciate that so much. And you said that was Luke 6:38 to 40?
Yes.
Is that what you said? Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Crystal says, Kelsey, you should put a caution on this last meeting to bring tissues. It has never, ever gone like this. Ever in the Academy. Has it, Jill? Like, what are your favorite things? It's not always like this. So that's when we say this is the best group we've ever had. Like, we're not joking. And they've been great. That's the funny thing, is like they've been good, right?
Yeah, they've all been amazing, but
they've all been so good, but nothing like this. Like, this is like a whole new level. It's incredible. Michael, favorite thing about
no pressure. Thanks, everyone. Really appreciate it.
I was not expecting this. I promise. I promise.
I don't know if I'm gonna have any tears, but the year started. I was in corporate America. I was getting sick of it. Discovered financial coaching probably in, I don't know, February or March. Left my job in April. Kelsey, I think we had our call in May, and I was trying to decide between being a advisor being a financial coach, and the way you described it, I'm like, oh yeah, definitely want to be a financial coach. You know, not to down talk advisors, but I was like, they don't really care about anybody. They just want to make some money. And as we've gone through this, I think, you know, you've kind of opened my eyes to, oh no, I can be an advisor and I can also have a bit of a heart and get people through. So, you know, appreciate that. And yeah, just all the information, getting to know everybody, everything has been great. So I will keep mine short. I can tell I appreciate everybody because my heart is pounding as I'm talking. So I get nervous when I'm talking in front of people I care about. So thanks everyone. And I'll turn it over to the next person.
I think it's so, I remember our conversation, Michael and May, and I'm so, when you posted and said, I think I've decided to do both advising and coaching, like I had this huge weight just lifted off my shoulder. Like I knew that was right, but it had to be your decision. And I feel like you needed to get to the point where you were like, I can be a damn good advisor and sort of be the kind of advisor and coach that like, I think can be really, really good and really valuable to people, right? So kind of figuring out that path for you, it was really cool to be a part of. So I'm proud of you for being open to it, because I don't, not everybody was. So I think that that's really cool.
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome. Rachel. So we got Rachel, Candy, and then I will go last and it'll be a wrap. So Rachel.
I got the kids out of the office so I can talk. So I've obviously caught up on what we're supposed to be saying, and I have to say that almost like Michael, in a way, not so much the job front, but the idea of becoming a financial coach probably came to me around the same time. And me being the type of person I am, pretty much just went full tilt into finding out who do I learn the quickest from and the best from, and I couldn't find anyone in Australia. I couldn't find anyone anywhere, but I found you. And I'm so glad that I did. I was a bit concerned about, you know, the distance, and a bit concerned about what I would or wouldn't learn, a bit concerned about all these different things. And I tell you what, I even got the first email, and you brought me Brené Brown and Simon Sinek and all that sort of stuff, I was like, oh my God, I've made the right decision. So that was quite powerful, even just that. I still remember the vulnerability messages from Brené Brown, and that kind of allowed me to pretty much, you know, do my very first video and post it. So that was pretty crazy. And what it did do for me is really commit to the idea of really becoming a financial coach. I think in the back of my head when I thought of it, I thought it was a bit of a fanciful idea, and you know, maybe one day I'll just, you know, I'll just help my friends out and keep doing what I'm doing, as opposed to actually clasping on and going for the ride. So I do really hope within the next 12 months it becomes something that's more than just a side hustle, and probably lead to something more substantial, like everyone else seems to be on the track for. The other thing I wanted to say was what I learned more was that it's not just about the numbers. Everything I've done in the past has always been about numbers. It's always been about, you know, what's the most efficient, best way, cost cutting, saving. You take into account businesses, all that sort of stuff, everything in that corporate world, you've done it all. A lot of people have. There's always that number value, whereas I felt that I've learned so much more about understanding people's drivers, their values, aligning it all, different way people learn, even just all that stuff at the start. That's like I had to start writing this stuff out of, like, there's no like black and white answer. I was just dying.
I wish there was. I promise. It would make teaching a lot easier too.
Oh my gosh, it really threw me a bit. I was kind of like, what is this stuff? Like, I really had to think, you know, deeper, and that the whole why thing was pretty incredible. And I did include quite a bit of that in my email yesterday, so that was quite good.
Oh, good.
As far as the accountant in me likes, I love the Acuity stuff. I didn't really understand how awesome that sort of stuff would have been. I probably would never have done it this early. And God help me with Gmail and G Suites and stuff. Like I thought Gmail was just like, never used it, no idea. So I'm going to be the A grade student and learn a lot more about the whole suites and stuff like that. It's been great so far having an email address and things that don't have at Yahoo or at Gmail on it. Mm-hmm. And I'm also glad to hear that I'm in the best upgraded FCA going around. I mean, by the sounds of it, I've picked the right year. So thank you very much.
Yeah.
And thanks to everyone else too for, and especially Kara's not on here. I feel like I let her down a little bit with the time zones and things. We kept trying to keep up and stuff like that. It was a little bit hard with our work schedules and things. And the only thing I regret is not being more involved in the last couple of weeks, because I really did miss seeing everyone and watching the videos by yourself didn't really and feel nearly as rewarding. So thanks to everybody.
Yeah, I thank you for saying that. And just so you guys know, Kara, her award was most, where did my notes go? Most enthusiastic. So I'm sure, Rachel, you're probably thinking like, yeah, that sounds about right. So we just appreciated her energy. And I hope that she continues to bring that same level of enthusiasm to her business in the months and years to come, because I mean, she just was always so positive, enthusiastic on all the calls and all the lessons and all her questions. And so if you guys want to share that with her in the group, she might like to hear that. Mm-hmm. So thank you, Rachel. I appreciate that. And I am so glad to hear that you have committed to this idea of financial coaching as more than just like helping a friend or a family member here and there, because I think you have got so much potential to help and get some incredible results with the people who receive your help. And so I'm so glad to hear you say that. So thank you for sharing. Candy.
Yes, so I was making notes too, because there's just so much to say. I definitely would say like the back office stuff, the technical stuff that I had no idea about, or there were things that didn't even occur to me until seeing them laid out in here. So that was amazing. But this has been really a life-changing experience for me on even more than a business level, on a personal level. I've just learned so much about myself and about what I want to do with my life, and in what direction I want to go, and how I want to help people. So I would say there's just so much, but the strong, encouraging support system, like other people have said, it's kind of like a soft place to fall, a safe place to go when things are hard. And I have really struggled with, I've always felt pretty confident. I've done the same job for a long time. I mean, a different place, but I can do multitasking. I could do that. I felt so comfortable. So to dive into something that is so outside my box was very hard for me. And I couldn't have done that without your support, all of your support, you and you, Kelsa, and Jill and Michael. So I'm really grateful for that. About Kelsa, the gift, you so much of what Betty said, just the gift that you have with people and coaching just in general is it's really awesome, and it shouldn't be minimized. You're just probably one of the most genuine people that it's like what you see is what you get, and I love that about you, and I think that that's definitely admirable and respectable, and you're just so sincere and compassionate, and you just don't take the easy way, and I just value that a lot in a person and in a teacher. So thank you for that. And another thing that in my relationship with my super buddy has been huge. Jacqueline's my super buddy, and that just like,
you scored the jackpot, I think.
I did. I'm so grateful because she's just been so kind and patient and helpful, and selfless, and I'm so grateful. I feel like beyond this, like I have a friend for life, and I'm just so grateful for that, and just amazed at how fast somebody can be so important to you in such a short period of time. It's just it'd make a difference in your life in such a short period of time. And another thing that is also amazing, that's life-changing for me, and that happened directly because of this group. One of the times that when I was going through, after we had done the coaching practice, and I had just like, I was just out. I was just done. I'm like, I can't do this. And Nicole actually posted about the reading a book called The Miracle Equation. I don't know if any of y'all have read it, by Hal Elrod. He also wrote the Miracle Morning. But I got that book the day that she requested it, because I'm like, I don't even know what to do with myself, or when she recommended it. And I just dove into that book, and it has changed my life. And I was late because I was on a plane today, because I'm in San Diego, California, from Michigan, by the way, but I'm in San Diego because I am here for Hal Elrod's conference, for his Miracle Morning conference. And I wouldn't even have known where to find that. Or, I mean, this book is, he writes in the book about, do you not hate waking up in the morning, but do you dread waking up in the morning and just want to do everything you can to sleep a little bit longer? And I'm like, me, my whole life. And it's just these tools that he gives you. And it's just it's separate from the academy, obviously, but if she wouldn't even have suggested that, if I wasn't here, like, it's just a God thing. It's like 100%. Everything falls into place. It's just another amazing thing that happened because of this academy. And that book, no matter what happens to me, that experience too will change my life. It's definitely made things better and helped me be more productive, which will help my business because I can be more focused. And it's been a life changer for me. So I'm grateful to have had the time in the academy. So thank you so much for all your support.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like, and please recommend stuff that's not the academy. Like, that is totally fine. Like, I believe in being a student of our craft. And I mean, if there's a great person out there who is developing something, who wants to give and see people succeed, then likely it's incredibly valuable, and you should be shouting about it from the rooftop. So I really hope that that's how this seminar goes for you. And I know I'm so excited. You're going to the retreat with us in January, and I am so excited about that. So that's going to be amazing. I will end by saying, my favorite part by far has been all of you. And I don't always say that. So I feel appreciated, and I feel loved, and I feel like I could do this forever, and I hope you guys feel the same way with your clients. Like, I hope they help you to feel the same way. It is one of those things where it's easier to be genuine. It's easier to be sincere. It's easier to say exactly what you're thinking and feeling when you feel as if you're around people who won't judge you for those and accept you no matter what and still respect you. And I can't thank you guys enough for showing up at the level that you did. I just am in awe. I have optimism for the future. I am excited about financial coaching and what is in store, for the next decade kind of thing. I just can't wait to see what you guys create. I feel truly honored to be a part of your journey. I mean it with every fiber of my being. Thank you. Couple of things to wrap up, and then we'll end on a positive note with a quote. Please, please, please check back on these videos. You have access to them forever and ever, unless, God forbid, something happens with Thinkific. So one recommendation we have is to download things, maybe save it in Dropbox, just in case. We have no desire or plan to do anything with your access. But again, it's all housed in Thinkific. You can save or create like bookmarks or a playlist out of the YouTube links. So that is one recommendation as well. There's no rush to do it by any means, but just something that you might want to do just in case. You don't need to download the videos. Please don't download the videos. I don't think YouTube is going anywhere anytime soon. In the course, after the very final feedback form is the seal for your website. So if you are looking for it, that's where it's at. You're going to want to put that on your website for sure, because you guys have worked your tails off. There is no doubt in my mind, and I hope you feel this way. I want you to think about the type of financial coach you would have been if you had not taken the academy. Okay. So before 5 months ago, before you even enrolled or anything, and you were going to be a financial coach, what would you have built? What kinds of conversations would you have had with clients? What kind of work would you have those clients do? All that kind of stuff. And compare that to the kind of coach you're going to be now. Okay. I hope that you will, post that seal very proudly, because it is a rite of passage that you have just all gone through, right? And I think it says that you are a really amazing coach. I want to end with a quote. How lucky am I to have known people who are so hard to say goodbye to? I hope that you look back on this experience a year from now, 5 years from now, a really long time from now, and just have really fond memories and appreciation for the journey. That would mean the world to me. That's like really what I want. Like, I want you to look back on these 4 months and feel as if it was worth all the hard work, all the sweat, all the tears, the money, the time, all of the above. We hope that you feel really proud, and I feel really lucky. I do. I feel so blessed. So thank you guys so much. And I can't believe it, but it is time to say goodbye. Please make sure you ask any questions, post anything you still need feedback on in the group until Tuesday. We got your back, okay? We're still in this until then. We know that there's maybe some things you want to try and wrap up, put some finishing touches on. Please, please, please keep posting. We will make some last minute announcements and that kind of thing before Tuesday. So please keep sharing. Let's make the most of this very last weekend. Sound good? All right. Everybody have a good night. Thank you.
Bye.
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 Bye.